Good morning, everyone. Happy pre-Thanksgiving. This is Cherie Casey, your host for the Speak Life podcast, coming to you this morning with a sentimental message for the holiday. I know that many of us are gearing and cooking and prepping and just taking moments to gather ourselves for the holidays, while there are others who are going through personal agony, dealing with the tragedy of life and emotional things that are going on. And I want to speak to those people this morning. Everyone else, if you're in a good place, God bless you, but there are some who are not. There are some people today who are struggling with grief, with the loss of a loved one, the loss of someone who is very special and dear to them. And I'd like to just give you some tips or some remedies on how to still keep your joy in the midst of the holidays. What the holidays represent to me, because I myself lost someone very precious to me. I lost my teenage daughter, and she was 18 years old when she passed away, 18 and almost 19. It was 12 years ago in 2007. She succumbed to a very rare cancer. And she leaves behind her family. She leaves behind her mother. She leaves behind her father. She leaves behind her siblings, her 3 brothers. And she leaves behind her son, who is now 12 years old. So, because we're all left behind, we feel her loss. We feel her absence. So when holidays come, they're not the same. They're just not the same. Now, first thing I want to tell you is, don't let anyone minimize your grief. Don't let anyone minimize the fact that you're missing someone that you love. That is ridiculous, and that is someone who has a small mind and is not considerate of your feelings. Until they experience it themselves, they'll never understand what you're going through. That's the first thing. Second thing is, if you want to sit in your pajamas all day and do nothing and have someone bring you a plate, then you do it. Don't let nobody tell you, oh, come on now. You can come. If you don't want to be around people on that day, and it's usually people feel that way when they're early in their grief. So you can have that. Go ahead. Do what you need to do to survive. Because that's what life is all about. Getting to the next stages. There may come a time again when you do want to be around people and have those moments and create new memories. But for now, if you don't want to, that's fine. The third thing is, be yourself. Be authentic. Tell people how you really feel. You know, the holidays are coming and I'm feeling some kind of way. I miss my loved one. Tell them that. If they don't understand, then they're not your friend. Or they're not one of the people that you should use to support you. Make new memories. Try to make new memories. Try to make memories that are going to uplift you. It doesn't erase the fact that the person is gone, but it does help you to look forward. Some of the things you can do is you can sit down and build the memory wall to your loved one. You can sit down and take some photos, put them together, build a collage, sit around with your family and talk about the things that this person did in life that were funny. You can sit around and talk about what they meant to you. You can tell the people, the next generation who didn't know them, about them. I know my grandson was 3 months old when my daughter passed away. So we are constantly building memories, giving him our memories to get through life. You know, we're showing him pictures. We're showing him things that she did, her accomplishments. But we're also telling him how much she loved him. Because that's important to a child who's lost his mother. So you must begin to build new memories as well. Do something different. If you don't feel like staying in town cooking and being bothered with people, take a break. Go stay in a hotel where they have turkey dinners or something like that. Go take a trip. I know a friend of mine, she just gets on the plane. She says, I'm not staying in town this year. I'm going to Florida, or I'm going to take a cruise for the holiday. If you can afford it, do it. It doesn't have to be anything big or spectacular. Just do it. Don't let anyone minimize how you're feeling. And I know I made the point earlier. It's not okay to tell me how I feel. It's not okay. This was my loss. This is my grief that I'm dealing with. This is my thing that I'm struggling with today. And if I want to give into it, if I want to cry, if I want to just sit down and hold my pillow and be comfy in my blanket, it's okay. And there's a difference between having some grief and sadness during the holiday season and just totally allowing grief to overtake you. That's a whole nother topic. But if you get to that point, then you need to see someone professional so that they can walk you through. There are plenty of holiday grief groups around. You just have to find them. People waiting and sitting around, your story might help someone else. I just completed a grief group after 6 years. And if I need to go back, I'll go back. But there was so much support. And I never knew how significant my presence was to that group until I closed out. And when I closed out and people said, we're going to miss you because you were a person who showed us that we can get through this at some point. So you never know what kind of light you could be to someone else, or what you can offer, what kind of support you can offer to another person. You need to be able to stand firm in who you are. Be authentic with your grief. Be authentic. Your grief is not like anyone else's grief. Now, I heard someone say recently, they were talking about the grief of a child had lost her mother, and the aunt had lost her husband. And so the aunt says, we went to the group. It didn't really help me, so I just took her out because it wasn't going to help her. Just a lot of people hashing stuff around. My husband's been dead for years, and that type of stuff didn't help me. Didn't do anything but make me sad. So I took her out. Comparing your grief to someone else, not good. Not good. You may be at peace with your loss, but someone else might not be. And they might not tell you that they are if you're forcing your opinions on them. So you need to be very careful with that. Very careful with that. Try very hard to find ways to comfort yourself. Watch an old movie. Go to the movie. Go to a new movie. Try to find ways to get your life on track, because only you can do that. Only you can make the difference in what you do. Offer someone else something. Create new traditions. Invite people you don't know to dinner. Distract yourself. I'm not saying forget totally about those things, but distract yourself. Find new ways to do things. Make that person's favorite dish. Say, this is for you. This apple pie is for you. This sweet potato pie is for you. Create those moments that will get you through the next phase of your grief, because it's not easy. I sit here 12 years in this situation, and it doesn't get any easier. Will I cry during the holidays? Yes, I will. Will I miss them? Yes, I will. And the last thing is, if you want to create a memoriam, that's all right. Some people always put things in the newspaper. Some people put a wreath on graves. Go visit the grave site. Put a wreath on, or a grave blanket. Some people memorialize on Facebook. They have a couple of groups, forever memoriams to put people in. Do what you need to do for yourself, because only you know how you're feeling in this time. Only you know what's good for you. So once you get through the day and get through your moment of grief, get back up. Get back up and begin to dedicate your life to a cause. Volunteer somewhere. Some people go and volunteer to serve Thanksgiving dinner to other people who are less fortunate. Sometimes that can be your caveat to getting through your grief, through helping someone else. So this podcast is not very long today. It's just a message, short and sweet, to let you know I love y'all. Hug somebody. Love on your family. Because, life is for today. We're living today. We don't know what tomorrow will bring. And always lend your hand to help someone else. Once again, happy Thanksgiving. And always remember to speak life into your situation. Gloom and doom is not good for people who are suffering from grief. Remember, be authentic in your grief. And remember to speak life. Have a blessed and happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy yourself. Don't overeat. I'm talking to myself, y'all. Have a happy Thanksgiving. This is Cherie, Speak Life Podcast.